Hi creative friends, welcome back to Kelly Does Stuff. Today I'm going to show you part one of the setup for my Dickens Village. Behind me, this is Department 56 line, and I just feel like this video should come with a warning. This might be my most unhinged chaos. Okay, fine. Who's original? I don't know. I might as well have said purple triangle. Heavens to Betsy! I mean, that's kind of how I create, so that's not unusual. A lot of times, if you've seen my other setup videos, I might do some voiceover, some like in the moment. For this video, I just talked a lot as I did it, and it's like you really are there with me, and so that's just what I'm showing you. I tried to cut out some parts that were like overly redundantly redundant. Any parts that just were more nonsense than others, and just kind of stitched things together. It's a ride. It's a ride. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say it. It is what it is. So have your notebook close by to list your grievances. Don't put them in the comments. Maybe have your therapist on speed dial. There is actual information in there. We are going to talk about setting stuff up. How do you go from an empty dining room to 97 pieces or 4 pieces? I share things that I think can be applied no matter how big your village is, no matter where you are in the process. We're going to talk about layers, we're going to talk about styrofoam, we're going to talk about levels, we're going to talk about transitions, trees, accessories, a little bit of storage, cords, things to keep in mind for setting up, things that I've learned over doing this for like 19 years. So I feel like it's useful. That could be one word to describe it. I don't know, I'm building it up. It's fine. It's like no big deal. But I really like taking you guys along with me. So that's what I did. I feel like there was something else I wanted to tell you, but I don't remember. So I think I've probably said enough. So let's build a Dickens Village. Is how I want my sections to be set up for Christmas. I always like to do it a little bit different, which means a puzzle piece of arranging styrofoam. So what I need to do is figure out, do I want my town center here, mountain, and then it's like kind of mountain, and then I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to we're gonna try to have it feel like mountains. And I wanna like temper expectations when I say mountain. I don't have like any carved mountain thingy. It's just layers of styrofoam that are higher than others. So we're gonna go mountains. So mountain, town, center. So now, with all that styrofoam and other styrofoam, it typically will take me like a day. I can spend an entire day arranging the styrofoam. I'm feeling like I don't want to spend all day upstairs. But I will pick up a piece of styrofoam and move and remove it. Move and remove it. Place it. Let's just get started. So the closest I've ever come to creating a mountain for my Christmas village is this piece. And it is many, many years old and has just been through it. Oh, okay, you can. Oh yeah, can you see? Yeah. So, years ago I created this. It looks really rough. I feel like it's missing layers, which is possible. Just as we did for the Halloween village, I always want to leave room for my cords it helps you not bang up your wall, which I managed to do even when I do leave room for my cords. It's one of my superpowers, is destroying my house. Did that go there? Yeah, I feel like it did. Okay, yeah, that does make more sense. So a couple things I always will keep in mind when I'm building, even though I want to do it different every year, there's always elements that I like. I like to add water, river, lakes elements. So I try to keep that in mind as I'm designing. Places where I could put bridges as well, because I have bridges, and so what's the best way to feature a bridge? Well, like, it's a bridge over something, right? Water is sometimes a good thing for a bridge. So if I had a bridge, or if I had water like here, I think about the room that I'm gonna wanna leave. It's good, you can see that. If I wanted to do like water here, I would think about room that I'm gonna leave on either side. And as I've talked about before, I often like to leave gaps in my tables. Great way to hide my cords. When it comes down to this, I will likely, depending on how I set this up, you know, it might be the gap to the river, but put styrofoam that extends over this, but the cords can kind of slide under there. Or you can do the fancy sophisticated thing that I don't have the patience for, and because I change it up every year, is drill, create, carve out holes in your styrofoam for your cord. But if you don't do that, these are other ways to make it work. So now we just think about all the things that we want. So I need something that's like a layer that goes like that. Can't see what I'm doing. Oh, this is hilarious to me. Back wall in front of stairs, 3B. Years ago, I tried to label all of my stuff. These millions of pieces of styrofoam. Because I was like, I'm gonna duplicate what I did. And none of my notes made any kind of sense. 3B, like, cool, what does that mean? I might as well have said purple triangle. The other thing I like to think about to make things seem like smoother, like if you are up in the mountains, like one day when I carve my mountains, I'm gonna carve like a mountain road, but we don't have that yet. So similar to all of my spooky friends in the Halloween village, how do they get to the different layers? I'm like, what if you live up in the mountains, or you're visiting like the mountain pub tavern thing, or you're staying in an inn, a little mountain inn, and you wanna like go into the town and go to the theater. How are you gonna get there? And I have tons and tons of stairs. Department 56 stairs. I try to think about what are the natural steps. So you could go from here to here, maybe here to here, something like that. Whether you do a mountain or not, levels are just a great way to make it look magical. The magic of levels. So I might put, so the idea would be that I would put like a building here and then one here. The challenge could be that we're blocking. I'm gonna block this piece, is gonna block that. I do like to have more clearance so you can see. You can see all of the pieces. The other thing I'm gonna think about is I want this whole thing, I want trees around all sides of this. So probably what's going to be important is I'm gonna pull this forward a little bit so I can have trees that come out all that way, and then behind here, this is what gets super fun, have enough of a ledge back behind this that I can put trees, because otherwise this just looks bleh. This looks really rough for a very long time because the platforms themselves really aren't anything special. So really it's gonna be about taking your accessories like bridges, ponds, rivers, rock, roads, stairs, trees. I'm panning to things that I'm not even showing you. A+ filming here going on, but that is how you can add some fanciness and some Christmas magic. So if you are wondering where I store my pieces, storage is probably a challenge for most of us. This is so much styrofoam that I've just now pulled out. Ah! Oh my gosh, okay, that's a dead lizard. Poor lizard. But we have these shelves in our garage. And it seems honestly unbelievable to me that all of, 100 plus pieces are stored in here, but they are. It goes back pretty deep. So anyway, this is just storage, intense amounts of styrofoam. Don't let anyone ever shame you for making a mess as you create. It's part of your genius process. Okay, from that styrofoam pile, I found this piece, and could that fit? I'm not loving this. I don't worry about really stuff hanging off. Kind of the beauty of designing a little bit away from the wall. In addition to be able to hang your cords, it gives you a little bit more clearance for things that extend beyond your table. And it's also a great way to do stuff like that to your wall. So the benefits are many. So this could be really fun because what could end up happening? So we have a building here, then you could create some floor stairs. You could do like a little courtyard here. So then this is just a great way, 2 levels, to create just this little section of your display, make that just a little bit more interesting. So giving space for this, again, we could have a little road coming here. We could do fence, trees. So think about just ideas of what you might want to be displaying around your main piece. Okay, it's not bad. This is really good. You guys learning a lot here. Essentially what I'm doing, I'm having my styrofoam, I'm having styrofoam hang off the front of my table a little bit, off the back a little bit, so that way there's not gonna be, when the houses get on, there's not gonna be too much weight in the front or the back to tip the whole thing over and shatter all of your Christmas hopes and dreams. Not to be like dramatic. Did we leave room for the cords? No, Reginald. Who's Reginald? I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. No, okay. Who of you creatives creates and doesn't have your inside brains come out? So what I've got right now, hopefully in editing I can zoom in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to have a 5th layer, which does get, for stairs, but not all the way across. So I think I'm gonna do my stairs. It might not be exactly center. Does that bother me? Kind of. So stair, stair, stair. If anyone, this is EPS foam. I don't know if I should mention that. It's not my typical XPS. It comes in huge white sheets, which is great for a design that you want to be snow.
After many more hours of work, which I won't subject you to, this is where I was with the styrofoam. And basically what I explain here is that I will get a portion of the styrofoam up. I know the houses, the Dickens buildings that I want to put in this area. I will do that first and then move on to another section. I'm going to put another table right there and I'll have some things over on the other wall. But I don't worry about getting all of my styrofoam set up right away. Similar if you see my Halloween videos where I do set up in sections, same thing applies to my Christmas Village. So I think we've seen enough styrofoam. Let's go ahead and start unboxing some of our pieces. Now, a little tip that I have, if your collection starts to get really big and you do arrange things in sections, do yourself a favor, plan ahead at the end of every year for next year and store those sections together. I know that seems obvious, but sometimes at the end of the year, when we're taking everything down, we're just ready to get it away and put it up. But store those sections together. It'll make it easier the next year if you want to set things up in particular sections. Now, the other thing I do is as I'm unboxing these, I do not put the cords into the buildings. This is just something that I've learned over the years that is easier for me. Even though I know where certain buildings go in certain sections, I still like to play around and move things a lot. I adjust the angles, I might want to switch out certain buildings, and if those cords are attached to the buildings, it just becomes a huge hassle, a huge nightmare for me. Cords are flying all over the place. They're getting caught on styrofoam. They're hitting the tops of buildings. Things break off. So this is just a little tip that I have. Don't put those cords in place until you have your actual buildings in place. If that works for you, do it. If not, just forget about it. Most of these cords and buildings are interchangeable, so you don't have to keep the exact cord with the exact building. Sometimes you do, and I just kind of note that and remember that from year to year. Here we are, I have quite a few pieces up, and I think for part 1 of the video, we'll go ahead and leave it here. We'll pick up part 2, adding in a whole bunch of trees. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing, liking this video, sharing it with 5 or 10 creative friends.
Hello! 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 Hi! Hi! Battle has been won. Kelly does stuff. Brace yourselves.